everybody, morning 3D Archery, Greg here. Alright, 3D Archery season's over with here in Louisiana, and there's very few public places and clubs to shoot at. They all closed down. So, turning my attention to indoor archery. You know, I'm one of those weird trad archers. I actually enjoy target archery. Much rather do 3D. You give me a choice, it'd be 3D every day. Alright? That's how it is. I like it. I enjoy the physical, or I should say the mental challenge of it, you know, and the physical part of fine-tuning your form. Because for a trad archer, form's everything, right? It's just so much to it. And that's why I like doing it. It's just, I love the challenge. And it makes me better. So I went into this one with really no practice. Last week, I went to Ozark Sportsman, and while waiting for the guy, using my 3D setup, I shot 5 rounds. I shot a 120. So it would have been a 240 if you extrapolated out. So that wasn't bad. You know, I was pretty happy with it. So made 2 changes to my setup because, you know, indoor and outdoor is a little different. And they're massive changes. Let me tell you, these are huge changes. I think the first one's going to really turn it all around for me. This is the color of my feathers for 3D. Well, I went and swapped them over to that. I think that's going to make a huge difference. The other one I actually made while I was there. We had a little bit of practice, and we had 2 practice ends you get. And put my arrow on my bow, and it doesn't look right. Normally, it's at a little angle like this, but it was almost flat. So my string might have stretched. I'm not too sure. I didn't have a tape measure, didn't have time to check it. So I just took my nock and I moved it up a wee bit, about a 1/4 inch at least. And man, I fired that first one, and I don't have no feeling in my hand, you know, shock-wise, but it was like nothing. I felt nothing, and there's no sound. So I was really happy with that. So those are the 2 changes I made. Now, where did I go? Well, I went right here, Bayou Bowmen in New Iberia. I love these people, Josh and Scotty. Great people. They do a good job. They did some work in the indoor range. They're renovating it. Awesome stuff. I love it. I told Scotty that looks so much better. And they got new backstops. So I like the people. I like the club. I enjoy going there. Now what this is part of a like a circuit from the Louisiana Archery Association called Shoot Your Way Across the Bayou. It's all the clubs in the LFAA. They get together, they hold shoots, and it's a big series. And they give out belt buckles at the end. It's a pretty cool deal. It's one of the better ones that I've seen done. So congratulations on the LFAA. Right, for this video, it's going to be a little different. Because I haven't had no practice and I'm really wanting to get better, I'm going to use this video as a training tool. So I'm going to show you my ends, and then I'm going to, if it's a good end, we'll stop talk about it. If bad end, we'll stop and talk about it. And I'll point things out, what I noticed and what I seen. Because I made this after I shot. I did learn a few things. Alright everybody, kick back and enjoy. A guy who somehow got into the senior silver division. I have no clue how that happened. Shooting an indoor 300 with a 62-year-old bow from a 61-year-old man.
Watch your line. Line hot.
Okay, so that's not how I wanted to start it, but it was just a brain fart, senior moment. I guess that's why I'm in the Silver Seniors division. What I did is I used my gap for 15 yards and not 20 yards. So if you look at the target here, my arrow is on the bottom of the paper. For whatever reason, don't know what I was doing, I dropped it well below it. there you have it, right there, a drawdown. Something I know to do, but I'm always in my head going, oh, I can fix this, I can fix this. No, I can't. This one, I was there, my mind said this, and this. I'd like 3 different things. Hey, this ain't right. Oh, hey, my back not right. And I shut it down. So that was a good one. Glad I did it. Got to, to keep doing it. But when you do it, and then when you see what I actually shot, that reinforces why you do it. Okay, all right, halfway there. 5 down, 5 to go. I'm standing at a 122, which if I do that again, it'll be a 244, which is a decent score. I only got 1X. That 4 killed me, and I got the 1-6. So I had 2 off shots. The rest are fine. 1-7. That 7 was okay. It was in there. Not bad. So I'm telling myself, you know what? Shooting good. Let's just keep going. Look, at 20. That's that first one. A 26, a 25, a 26, and a 25. Those are good solid ends, especially for a trad bow. Now, the thing they do at the end of the 5th end is you got to take your target. If you're shooting in the top, you move down, shoot in the bottom. If you're in the bottom, vice versa. You go up and shoot in the top. And that, my friends, that's where I know I can get most instinctive archers. They have such a hard time making that transition. And that's one of the reasons I always started aiming for indoors, was to make that transition easier. My aim point's still the same, bottom of the paper. All right, so let's see how I do. So I'm over there talking about how aiming helped. On this end, I didn't like my sight picture. On the first round, didn't feel right. Second arrow didn't feel right. And on the third arrow, it was just so bad it got to me, and I drew down. And you can see, if you watch it again on the second arrow, I'm making these little voices and all that. I'm talking to myself, okay, just work on the sight picture, work on the sight picture. I don't know what it was. For some reason, just didn't feel right. And even when I redrew it, it didn't feel right. But once again, like I said, you heard me say, I knew better. I shouldn't have shot that because I thought I could save it. I go, you know what? It's just in my head. Well, my head was telling me something, and I didn't listen. And I paid for it. All right, everybody, that was a horrible end. And it wasn't mental, it was physical. I felt things that I didn't think were right, that I actually didn't know about. I couldn't put my finger on it. So let's watch that whole end again, right? And I'll talk as I go through. So I'm there, I'm lined up, I'm here, right? Watch this. Boom. I know, first thing I popped in my head, right there, I wasn't getting my shoulders in set. Now watch my bow. Boom. Look at that. Katra. Kicking. All right. So my arrow went to the left, but my bow kicked to the right. So second arrow. Trying to tell myself, don't do that again. Angular draw. Back. Boom. What'd I do? It kicked to the right again. See that? And it went even farther. Now I'm telling myself, and this is where I made another mistake, I tried to make a correction. Right? So now watch my bow. Pay attention to the bow. Boom. It kicked left and then right. So what I found was that it was my hip. I would hit full draw. I would get my shoulders locked in, but then I would relax my hip and my front shoulder would unlock. And that is what caused it. And it wasn't until the next end that I realized it. But once I realized it, I shot fine.
everybody, there you have it. A 234, not my best, not my worst, about 10 points below my average. I had too many off shots. I'm going to quit calling them bad shots. Negative connotations, negatives. Person shooting next to me, the young girl, she started shooting a little off, and she said, oh man, and it started snowballing. I told her, try to help her. I go, look, you can't let it happen. I go, you know what the happiest animal in the world is, right? She's like, what? What's that to do with archery? I go, don't worry, just listen. What's the happiest animal? She goes, I don't know. I go, a goldfish. Do you know why? She goes, no. I go, it has like a 5-second memory, so every time it goes around that bowl, it's the first time. Everything's new. It's exciting. She goes, she didn't get the point. And I go, the point is, let it go. It's done. You can do nothing about it. You have to let it go and move on to the next one. And that's what the whole thing is. So I'm trying to rework my mental thought ways. No more bad shots. It was an off shot. Why? Because I know I can make a good shot. So, good shot, it ain't a bad shot, it's an off shot. I did something different. Didn't do something wrong, did something different. Semantics, yes, but I'm telling you, when you start getting down on yourself, I see it for too many archers out there, and they just go downhill fast. Alright, so, let's break it down. I had 1X, 3 10s, and 7 9s. So I had 11 out of my 30 in the yellow. I like to have at least half of them, so I missed that goal. Made my first goal is always no misses. Then the other goals is no blueberries. Blew that one. So I had 11 8s. So 22 out of my 30 was 8 or better. I had 2 7s. Both were pretty close to the 8. 2 6s, 1 5, and 3 4s, which thank God I made the video, because now I figured out why and I can work on preventing it. So the biggest thing is N7 killed me. I shot a 16, right? But it was my worst end, but it also was my most important end, because watching the video and while shooting it, I know exactly why I did what I did. So now that I identified it, I can work on it. So although it was a horrible score, in the end, overall, in the long run, it's going to probably be my most important end. What I found is my front shoulder. You'll see my bow, and the one was contra, the other was inward, because I tried to make an adjustment. That was just stupid of me. But what I found was I use an open stance. And I'm here. And I pull my back, but then I feel my hip roll, and I relax my hip rolls back. My hip rolls back, my arm moves back, and when that happens, as soon as I let go of the string, this hand kicks in, or if I'm trying to stop it from doing that because I know it, I torque it out that way. So my big thing is my back hip, I'm going to go to a closed stance, totally sideways, hoping to take my hip out, and I'm going to really lock my front shoulder and pay attention to that, and keep that bow going forward, not left, not right. I think that's going to give me some good results. Overall, hey, I had fun, right? I had a ball. I just love to shoot archery. I don't care if I shoot well or bad. I just love to shoot archery, because when I'm there on that line, I clear my mind. All the problems in the world are gone. There's just me, and that's it. There's a target, and that's it. Shoot my arrow, it is what it is. Then I stop. That's why it takes so long. Clear my mind and shoot again. Now, let's talk about that real quick. You get 2.5 minutes to shoot. That's what they're giving us. I broke mine down. I would fire 3 arrows in 1 minute. So that's 20 seconds per arrow. And you can see I was like taking breaks. When I'm taking breaks, I'm just trying to clear my head. I review a little bit of what happened, but I don't dwell on it, because I've gotten to the point to where I know what I got to do. So I'm there, clear my head. I'm just clearing my head, relaxing, reviewing what I got to do, and then I make my shot. And that's pretty it. It was a successful day. Had fun, got some good takeaways, and I think I can get better. Now, I'd like to thank Bayou Bowmen for putting this on, and the Louisiana Archery Association. Great stuff. I think it's a fantastic concept. I'm I'm going to try to do as many as I can this year, and we'll see how it goes. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time with an all-new episode. 3D Archery doing indoor target archery. We'll see how we do next week.